History is almost exclusively written by the victors, and in the 14th century, those victors were universally men. When a woman dared to step outside the narrow roles assigned to her, the chroniclers didn't just defeat her, they destroyed her reputation for centuries to come. Enter Leonor, a woman often remembered by the rather ungenerous nickname of the Treacherous. But if you look past the propaganda of her enemies, you find a remarkably astute political operator navigating a real-life Game of Thrones. She was a 14th century Portuguese noblewoman who refused to be a pawn, choosing instead to flip the board entirely. Her rise to the throne was a scandal that rocked the Iberian Peninsula. Leonor was already married to a nobleman when she caught the eye of King Fernando I of Portugal. Rather than accept the shadows as a quiet mistress, she orchestrated a highly controversial annulment and married the king herself. The public and the court were outraged, but Leonor was completely unfazed. She secured her crown and began systematically placing her own allies into positions of power. Male historians love to reduce her to a mere seductress who bewitched a weak king, conveniently ignoring the strategic brilliance it took to manipulate the highest echelons of a fiercely patriarchal society. When King Fernando's health began to fail, the knives truly came out. Leonor effectively took control of the kingdom, steering Portugal through incredibly dangerous political waters. She arranged a massive alliance by marrying her daughter Beatrice to the King of Castile, a move designed to secure her own regency. But the Portuguese nobility and the populace were terrified of being swallowed up by Castilian rule. The tension boiled over into a full-blown succession crisis. It was a ruthless era where political disputes were often settled with a blade in the dark, and Leonor was entirely capable of playing the game. The violence eventually reached Leonor's inner sanctum. Her closest political ally, the Count of Aurum, was struck down right in front of her by a rival faction led by the king's half-brother. This brutal elimination was the spark that ignited a nationwide uprising against her. Surrounded by enemies and facing an armed rebellion, she refused to simply surrender or fade away. She called upon Castile for military support, sparking a massive conflict over the fate of Portugal. Ultimately, the rebellion succeeded, and the new regime needed to ensure Leonor could never threaten them again. She was forced out of her homeland and ended her days exiled in a remote Castilian convent, stripped of the power she had fought so fiercely to hold. For hundreds of years, the narrative surrounding Leonor has been shaped by the men who feared her ambition. She was a woman who grasped power with both hands, unapologetic in her desires and unrelenting in her strategy. Her life was defined by the kind of cutthroat political maneuvering that makes modern fantasy epics look entirely tame. Now, it is time for her actual story to be told from a perspective that understands the impossible choices she had to make just to survive. If you are fascinated by this misunderstood queen and want to experience her fiercely guarded world up close, you need to read the upcoming historical fiction novel titled Leonor. Written by Catherine Mathis, it is the second standalone volume in the Queens of Portugal trilogy. It brings this brilliant, unapologetic woman to life in a way the history books never dared to do. Check the link in the description to claim your copy and step into the court of a queen who refused to bow. If you enjoyed this story, please help the channel by subscribing and sharing it. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.